So it finishes Real Madrid 1, Osasuna 0. The visitors weren't able to muster a single shot on target. Real Madrid then starting LaLiga season with a win. Mario Suarez joins us from Spain. Mario, I suppose this is a Real Madrid side who have emphasised the fact they haven't had too much time together pre-season compared to other teams, taking on an Osasuna side that we know are always going to be well organised. You take the win and move on?
Yes, of course. When you have matches like this, that you are not fit enough, you are not ready to compete because you didn't have the precision or the normal precision, you need to win this kind of matches. It's true that we didn't see an amazing Real Madrid. As we were talking before, they didn't have enough time to fix everything, and at least they win, and they must be happy with this win.
We saw, of course, 3 debutants at the back, Craig. They weren't really tested. Osasuna kind of came out with a game plan.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You got a back four that's pretty much never played together, and yet Osasuna were so negative that these guys, hardly had to break sweat. So, marshalled by Militao, who's had a lot of injury problems. Huijsen could just step out and do as he wanted because Osasuna was so deep. Alexander-Arnold, we know his weak points in his game are defensive issues, but he wasn't under any pressure, so it gives him a rest, brings Carvajal on for some game time. It's a perfect scenario in terms of, okay, it's 1-0, it could have, you can make a mistake and Osasuna can score a goal from nowhere. But in terms of getting the 3 points, getting some, game time for certain players, Mbappe did look quite sharp, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's the reason they won the game.
And I think one of the gaping obvious problems is what we talked about at half-time, is that they need to find somebody in the midfield that is different to what they've got.
Yes.
They have big physical players. Arda Güler played today. But is he going to be the answer over the course of a season? Could he do what Luka Modric and Toni Kroos did over the course of years? I think there's a big question mark about that. I think him and Brahim Diaz have shown they can come in games and do some nice special things now and again. But Real Madrid need to do what Pedri's been doing, certainly in the last season or two for Barcelona, what Modric and Kroos did for years for Real Madrid, which was pass the ball and prod and break down defences. And I think in games that are tight like this, I think that is glaringly obvious that it's missing. Whether they have the money or the appetite to go out and try and do some business before the end of the transfer window, I don't know. But that's certainly one of the areas, and it was very evident in the first half that that's a position that they struggle in.
And it was also evident, I felt today, Mario, if anything was going to happen in that final third, it was going to happen through Mbappe, who, of course, in the end won the penalty and got the goal.
Yes, I totally agree with Craig. We didn't see a stunning Real Madrid playing well, moving the ball fast. They won because of the talent of his star, of Kylian Mbappe, with this penalty and the plays he did. But the truth is that in the second half, they only shot on target, I think, 1 or 2 times, not more. They didn't create so many chances, so they beat because of the talent of Mbappe. We didn't see nothing from Vinicius. We see some things from Mastantuono in the minutes he played. They had the comeback from Dani Carvajal that I think when he's fit, he's going to play as a starter because Trent Alexander-Arnold is struggling right now a bit or is not showing the level he has shown everybody at Liverpool. And, well, Xabi Alonso has to take the good things from today, but the truth is that he needs time and they need to improve to compete with Barcelona.
The interesting thing is, if he does do that eventually with Carvajal, does he drop Alexander-Arnold or does he push him forward into more?
We saw Gareth Southgate, of course, do that in England.
And we saw some of his passes today. In the second half, he tried to hit a couple of diagonals and he basically shanked it. And that was a big part of his game at Liverpool. He was arguably the best passer of the ball in the Liverpool team, maybe even in the Premier League, and that's saying something. But of course, it's a different environment, maybe a little bit of nerves as well, and we didn't really see him get forward that much. And let's be honest about it, at this moment in time, he's had injuries and he's in his 30s, but Dani Carvajal, when fully fit, and he looks as if he's going to be fine to me, is one of the most well-rounded fullbacks that has played the game. It's as simple as that. You get a good player going forward, he's solid with his passing, and he has a very good one-on-one defender. So that's going to be another position to be interested in, to see how Xabi Alonso is going to figure that out. But listen, 3 points, and the other thing was, and Mario mentioned it, was Vinicius got taken off. Now, he didn't do a lot in the game, didn't do much in the game. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him. We talked about that. Now, he's taken him off at this stage of the season. A manager can always sell it to you. Look, it's early in the season. We haven't had a pre-season. I'm giving you a bit of a rest. I need to give game. But the more games he does not play well and doesn't really make an impact like Mbappe's been making, he will keep dragging him off. And we know what he's like, Vinicius Junior, if he thinks he's the player getting dragged off the majority of the times. You're going to lose him. He's not going to be happy. He's a player who sulks. So if he doesn't want that scenario to happen, he's going to, as the season goes on, he's going to have the impact he had in this team like he did 2 years ago. Because if it's the Vinicius Junior from last year, his number will be going up quite a lot.
The easy question, I suppose, for me to ask, Mario, is what difference did we see today than we saw under Carlo Ancelotti last season? But this type of game is really difficult, isn't it, to kind of draw too many conclusions from?
Just the new faces, because as we were saying, one of the things that Xavi wants to do is to press high. We saw during the pre-season, and today you face a team that every time they get the ball, they play long. So you cannot do that high pressure. You cannot steal the ball closer to the opposite goal. So as we were saying today, was a day to win, to take the positive things, the minutes from the new ones, the minutes from Mastantuono, from Carvajal, getting back from the injury, 90 minutes from Militao after the injury. That kind of things. But I think we expect more from this Real Madrid. And as Craig said, if they want to play better, they will need more also from Vinicius.